Hello, anybody, and thanks for tuning in to Monday Morning Handicapping. This is a racing review edition of the Rodeo Drive that took place Saturday, October 5th, 2024. This racing review is going to go back and take a look at my selection from the corresponding racing preview episode that I did. We're going to take a look at my pick, the race, see how it shaped up. But before we do that, I'm just going to run through the race real quick just to kind of give everyone a sense of what I was thinking heading into the race. So clearly, it looked like the four was the horse to beat. Has done nothing wrong. 4 for 4 lifetime. Had speed. Had won all its races on the turf. And the reason why I was going against this horse or made a case against it is that this is the lone 3-year-old in the race, so maybe has some physical or mental maturity to go through. It had been running front running races, so running pretty quick in its short career. So I thought maybe it was taking a toll out of the horse just a little bit. Again, has done nothing wrong in its short career, but again, the inexperience and the style and a new distance is actually stretching out, going 1.25 miles. Last race was 1.125 miles. Again, it is 4 for 4 lifetime, so hard to really say this horse couldn't win. But I thought perhaps the 2 or the 3 had a chance to go out and kind of muddle the pace a little bit, press the 4 a little bit, maybe make the 4 run further and faster than it wanted to, or at least faster for the given distance. And the horse I ended up selecting was Hang the Moon. Since this horse had turned 4 years old, had run its best buyers as of late. And if you remember in my racing preview edition of the same race, this horse had run at a solid clip in each of her 3 races since becoming a 4-year-old, about 24 seconds for each quarter, and usually in the upper 23s in the final quarter. So it was actually getting faster after running at a pretty good clip in route races or races of 1 mile or more on the turf. So I thought taking a closer that was speeding up at the end of its races would bode better for horses that aren't accustomed to running further distances, whereas the 4 might actually slow down. The 6 seems like it's speeding up as the race goes on. So that was my pick. I also thought it was a versatile horse. It can sit pretty close to the pace or well off and then make a closing run late. Those were some of the pros for the horse that I liked. So let's just go ahead, watch the race, and I'll kind of talk about what I'm seeing as the race goes on. So remember, the 4 going to the front is what I expect. Hopefully 2 or 3 kind of muddles with it a little bit. The 4 being a 3-year-old may need some maturing and experience, but we'll keep an eye on the 4, see how the pace sets up, but also the 6, my selection, Hang the Moon. So let's take a look. So of course, again, we're the 6. We're going to watch the 4 get out, assume the 4 goes to the lead. 6 looks like it gets out pretty clean. 4 is going to the front. 6 is taking back. 6 in the blue shirt and blue cap. The 4 going a little wide, tossing its head on the first turn. My 6 just settling in back. The 4 still kind of throwing its head about. Now is getting back down to the rail. The 6 opposite take back and is in last as we enter the stretch for the first time. 23.5 seconds, somewhat quick. I remember that 24-second rule of thumb and going a further distance. So going a little quick, a little surprised to see that, but made the lead by half length. That's the 3 pressing on the outside. And here's the 4. Pause it here for a sec. Look how wide the 4 is. Was on the rail just a minute ago, and now it's going very wide. That lets the 1 through on the inside, and now the 1 is taking the lead. So the 4 went from kind of a cozy front running position to now chasing the 1 horse, who is also trained by the same person as my 6. So that's kind of interesting, kind of setting up a hot pace for the closer perhaps. My 6 just still in the back, kind of a swift pace. Again, that 24 rule of thumb. So we're going a second faster to 3/4 of a mile than that flat 24 second. My 6, the jockey not asking the horse to do much, and he's sticking right at the back of the pack, or she is rather. 4 well off the pace. Everyone but the 1 really. And here comes my 6 on the outside, starting to make a move, making ground. 4 being asked to go. My 6 coming out wide, gonna have to circle the field. 4 right here. Here comes my 6 on the outside in the clear. No horses in front to get in her way. And she comes rolling down the outside. She gets up to the lead and hangs on at odds of 9-1. My horse was 6-1 on the morning line. And when the betting windows opened, my horse was 16 or 18-1, somewhere about there. So a little cold early. So I thought maybe, the public didn't like the horse. So it kind of made me question my bet, but there was no going back. That horse ended up going off at 9-1, so a little higher than its 6-1 morning line odds. The 4 looked so good on paper. Not too surprised. Figured the 4 would be favored, but most of the money going on the 4 kind of floats everyone else's odds up. The second place finisher was the 7, one of the East Coast runners that I thought would not favor the faster running style early. They tend to run slow early in the East Coast and then make a late fast running charge. So this horse was kind of strung along at faster clips than it's used to, so maybe that took a little bit out of it late, and it did get the rail trip, so saved all the ground still. The 6 was able to pass, which I was expecting and hoping, rather, because it had been getting faster on the turf at the final quarter of each race. So there's the 6, looking good. So again, pretty happy with the pick. Obviously it won. It's nice when you can go against the favorite and get a nice price on the horse, and the race just comes out just like you described. Again, go back and watch my racing preview edition where I talk about the race more in depth, and the race pretty much shaped up like I had hoped, including the 4 maybe being a little immature, going wide and keen or throwing its head about, sort of fighting the jockey the first 2 turns, and then just having to make a mad dash late and make up some ground it had lost by going wide on those turns. But yeah, the race shaped up. I saw it well, and it's one of the most satisfying things about this sport and handicapping races is you draw up a picture in your head, and when it works out pretty much like you saw it, it's just a really great feeling. So I hope more people get on board. Feel free to ask me questions. I'd be happy to share anything that anyone would like me to go over, from what experience I have. And yeah, congratulations to Hang the Moon. That was a great run, great race, and yep, see you all next time. Thanks for watching, and hit like and subscribe. Would appreciate it. Thank you.